Good morning, Allegedly Squad. Welcome to today's video. This is Tom, your friendly former senior financial analyst, currently a full-time YouTuber, here to bring you the news from the stock market, the bangers, and the stuff you don't hear in mainstream media. Let's get started. We're going to be talking about Warren Buffett's dire warning to the US stock market and retail investors. We're going to be talking about the SpaceX successful landing, which the entire mainstream media is literally ignoring after bombarding us with the crash of the previous ones. And of course, like in any good meal, we have the dessert, which is the chairman of UBS apologizing for losing almost $1 billion in the Archegos Capital meltdown, but doing it in such a horrible manner that it makes YouTuber apologies look legit. This was a shit show. We absolutely gotta react to what he did there, because I was looking at it, I was like, oh my god, does he not have a publicist? Is he really saying this nonsense? And as always, don't smash nothing, don't subscribe to nothing, don't buy nothing. Just give me your intention for the next 5 minutes, because I got some amazing goodies for you don't want to miss out on. First of all, let's start with the SpaceX landing. As you know, the spaceship has landed, the Starship, whatever the hell you want to call it, I don't care. That thing landed, it did not explode, it looked pristine, it looked beautiful. However, mainstream media seems to have forgotten about that event, because if you look it up, don't lick it up, look it up, non-mainstream media is actually talking about this. I'm sure this thing is going to be the headline on CNBC. Let's go, breaking news. Bank of England sees UK recovery gathering pace on COVID vaccine rollout. What the hell? Latest news. These stocks could be the best plays for newfound consumer strength. India reports COVID cases. What is this? Mizzou, America Solar. What is this? NEO, UK votes. Bank of England, copper is the new oil. Chinese travel booking. Look at this. Look at this. From rolling chocolate hills to eco-friendly outdoor adventures. Here's why bowl should be. What the hell is this? What is going on? Japan, South Korea stocks rise on mixed trading? Oh my god. What is going on? Oh, you literally have to scroll past the paid stuff they're putting on here about traveling to Philippines just to get to this little side piece about Starship prototype successfully landing after test flight. Oh my goodness. Which I find a little bit peculiar, because when Starship actually completed its mission but burned on the freaking crash, they made a whole story out of it, forgetting that the mission was actually completed successfully. And now that the whole thing went nominal, as Elon said, all of a sudden they forgot about it. Look at the coincidence here. This is really crazy. Since I'm Russian and we as people don't believe in coincidence as a concept, I'm going to call bullshit on mainstream media. Shame on you. What's next? Are you going to claim that this whole thing was CGI? That magically replaced the spaceship after it landed and exploded because of all the smoke, we couldn't see it? Some hefty workers? Chill the fuck down. For the second story of the day, we absolutely have to listen to what Warren Buffett said about inflation during the annual shareholders meeting of Berkshire Hathaway. I'm going to play you the clip, and then I'm going to share with you my opinion about what he just said.
From raw material purchases by Berkshire subsidiaries, are you seeing signs of inflation beginning to increase?
Let me answer that. Greg can give more. We're seeing very substantial inflation. It's very interesting. We're raising prices. People are raising prices to us. It's being accepted. It's not take home building. The cost of, we've got 9 home builders, and in addition to our manufactured housing thing, and then operation, which is the largest in the country. So we really do a lot of housing.
So we just heard Warren Buffett, and I want to summarize what he just said in 5 seconds. We are screwed. Now, for the more elaborate version, essentially what Warren Buffett is saying here is that inflation is not only coming, it's already here. He's talking about feeling it in the commodity prices, in the raw materials. Pretty much the businesses feel it before the consumers, because they see the process getting more expensive. It's only a question of time until our products, our services become more expensive. At that point, the Fed has to raise interest rates, which will crush tech stocks. We know this as a fact. In fact, Janet Yellen actually blurted out during an interview, which she shouldn't, because the government doesn't want to create panic. And trust me, the politicians are not stupid. Jerome Powell knows this. Janet Yellen knows this. Jerome Powell can't say it. Janet Yellen should not have said it. and yet blurt it out on national TV. But the truth cannot be changed by what politicians say on national TV or not. The fact of the matter is, inflation at this situation, at this junction, is inevitable. Prices will go up, interest will go up, stock prices of tech stocks will go down. It is inevitable. And unlike mainstream media, I don't BS you. I call it like I see it. I see it based on my calculations. Probably around end of August, beginning of September, there's going to be a correction based on higher interest rates. It is inevitable. However, I'm not going to try and time the market because I believe I'm a high conviction investor. So my companies will do well regardless of interest rates over the long haul. That's why I'm not going to be trying to time the market. But if you want to do it, go right ahead. It's just not my type of game. And again, I could be wrong because this is just my opinion, which might be inaccurate, might be wrong, might be the ramblings of a madman. This is something you got to research for yourself, find out for yourself, allegedly. Blah, blah, mother effing blah. And now it's time for dessert. We're about to experience a healthy dose of yesterday's pizza, slimy and greasy. The UBS chairman is going to talk about their apology to the whole Archegos capital. Can't wait. Let's play the clip.
What happened with Archegos? So UBS is known to be very risk averse. Why such a loss?
Well, this was a very unusual situation. The client had built a number of very concentrated positions in very idiosyncratic single stocks with a number of prime brokers, so huge concentration. And I think the disclosures that you would usually see in a hedge fund market-based environment for family offices or those that don't administer third-party money are very often not as elaborate and not as driven by regulators as they should be.
So let me just translate what the suit just told you. And don't get confused by all these big words, idiosyncrasy and all this nonsense. He's saying very simple things. Number one, it's not our fault. It's the regulators. They should have been regulating us better. Number two, he did it to other banks. We're not the only ones. And number three, it's not our fault. Brilliant. What a great apology. Let's keep listening because this will get better. Trust me.
Actually, regulators haven't finished the job of rolling out same activity, same regulation. They somewhat stopped in the middle.
Now, this is crazy because here he's not only blaming the regulators, he's basically saying, well, we couldn't have known. And just to make it clear how ridiculous this argument is, they were the only ones who could have known. It's beyond ridiculous.
And I think this will be taken up by the SEC and other regulators to really enforce more transparency and more knowledge. And if it's not enforced by regulators, we will enforce it.
He's basically saying, well, if the SEC doesn't enforce more disclosures, we're going to do it ourselves. Can I ask you a question? Why the hell didn't you do it so far? You gave this man $1 billion. You didn't ask a question? I'm trying to get a $50,000 loan. You're going to put me through the ringer, but you give this dude $1 billion? And don't even ask a question? And now you're just saying, well, we'll ask it next time?
Should anyone be stepping down because of what happened?
From what I see in the various elements that interacted, I don't see a single failure of a single part of the organization.
Oh my goodness. So this lady just asked him, should somebody get fired for this? I mean, people are getting fired for far less. And he's basically like, nah. Nobody's at fault here. Just structural issues we need to fix. Everything is A-okay. And unfortunately, I gotta call bullshit on this apology. It's total garbage. I hope UBS actually decide to take responsibility on what they did. They lost $1 billion. This guy is sitting there claiming, well, we had a great quarter. Well, nobody should be getting fired. You guys just lost $1 billion to one single person and nobody should be fired? There's nothing wrong. Thank you for sticking with me so far. Apologies if you had to sit through this apology. Shout out to the channel members. Shout out to the Patreons. We'll see you guys in the next video.